Oh, sorry for that. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so one of the first things you need to understand is these two calls on the radio, 1041 and 1042, are only used at one point ever. So if you're gonna show somebody back off of a call, it's just 10-8. You don't need to say 1041, 10-8, 1042, 10-8, 1042, 10-7. It's just only once. Once they're beginning their tour of duty, once they go on duty, that's the only time you need to say that. Just extra radio traffic that doesn't need to happen. Another thing, self-attaching to calls. We have a dispatch, we have two supervisors. These two people behind me are the only two people that can be like, all right, attaching myself to this call, right? Everybody else needs to be attached by dispatch. So we have 15 cars behind one pursuit, and we're slamming into each other. Everybody's trying to pass. It's cancer. And when you're on a 1080, the only two vehicles that should ever pass another vehicle as a police officer is the primary and secondary units, right? You should not be passing another officer unless you are one of those two, or if you have been given permission.
All right. So just
Correct,
taking
or
it from
he.
there. So obviously the weather is not ideal at this time, especially during 1080s. We got to keep more distance between the vehicles. It's much harder to come to a stop, much harder to make a safe turn, much harder to honestly do anything with the snow falling. So I see a lot of like one car wrecks and you're way too close to it and everyone just crashes. It's happening way too much. So let's like slow it down, keep more gap between everyone, and it shouldn't happen. If if Jack could stop throwing snowballs at other officers in the briefing, I would really appreciate that.
Yes. Okay. Another thing would be, right. 911 calls are not always code 3, especially when you have to pay attention to what the person says. If the person's saying that there's a drug deal going down, six officers going code 3 down Main Street right up to the freaking drug deal, is that helpful? Is that gonna get us a bus? No, it's not. It's just gonna alert the criminals and they're gonna get out of there. So pay attention to what is entailed in that report for the 911 call, and then when dispatch attaches you, be aware that you need to go code 1 if it's a drug deal or whatever dispatch tells you, right?
Be forgiving.
Keep RTO. No, we haven't.
Yeah,
Keep RTO
obviously
clean, people.
keep keep RTO like only to RTO. I think everyone's good at like how to talk to dispatch. Like
Jack, stop.
say your call sign central or like dispatch, and then wait for them to address you.
Yeah, stop
I'm gonna
talking over
punch
each
you in
other
the
on the
face,
radio,
Jack.
please.
Uh, okay, and for 911 call, I know they're like exciting and stuff, but you really, especially if it's like a non-violent call, we don't need every unit going there. If it's shooting, you might want to go there. I'm like all for it. But if someone's like, oh yeah, I crashed my car, I just need an ambo. We don't need we don't need to have half the department going that way. Just have like one or two officers go there, block traffic, ask questions, wait for an ambulance. All right.
And I'm not clear on any other units besides myself, but there is active SRT. That's me, right? So if somebody is firing at an officer and they've gone on foot and they went into a building, any shots fired, and be advised and let SRT know. That way we can be en route. Because realistically, if somebody had just shot at you and went into a building, y'all gonna run balls to the wall after them or chase the ladder or some shit. Try and use. I understand that most of you probably don't know your 10 codes very well, or at least all of them, like the basic ones, 10-4
I
and all
do.
that. But try and keep. Don't just be on the radio like. If you don't know what to say, it's okay. Like shots at Mission Row PD, but as you can use 1013. 1013 at 216 outside of Mission Row PD. There you go.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm the dispatcher. If I'm not that good at dispatch because it's literally like my third time doing it, since no one wants to do it, I just don't want to do it. It's pretty fun. Okay, so when you guys are attaching yourselves to a call, well, you guys gotta go ahead and talk to dispatch instead of saying, I'm gonna go ahead and show me en route to that. You gotta go ahead and be like, This is one whatever your call out sign to dispatch. Wait until I respond. Please do not just make your own. Like he said, the only people that can attach is the supervisors, and if you're not, please use dispatch until he gives you permission or not. And do not please talk over and over. If you want to say one thing, go ahead and say it, but please do not keep using the radio over and over.
All right, if there's
And
any,
if there
no
is
other
an
questions,
active 10-8, sorry for interrupting you, but
no, you're fine.
and
I
if there is
technically
an active 1080, hold up, just last second. If there is an active 1080, the only people should be talking is only two people. It would be the first area and secondary and the supervisor, okay? And all calls are hold until 1080 is over.
All right, there's no more questions. We should be
All
good
right.
here.
Mange
Uh,
le cocon.
Dispatch. If you have any questions, my guy, just come to me. I can let you know most of what would entail, what
Yeah,
codes you
dispatch,
need
I'd
to know
like to
for
talk to you
dispatch.
after as well. But if you guys
No
no
problem.
other questions from anyone else, thank you for coming to the briefing. I know it's not a mandatory briefing, but I really appreciate you guys coming out here. We can all talk it out. Any questions, go ahead. Feel free to ask us. If you want to ask something in private, feel free to talk to me or Sicario. We're both the active supervisors on call. I'm going to be for state, he's going to be for LSPD. We also have, I believe, some staff members on too, so you can go ahead and talk to them for supervising or
Ripley's
other
back
concerns.
there.
If you have any questions about as far as SRT would go, just talk to me.
All right.
Otherwise,
Thanks
y'all
for
are good
coming,
to
guys.
go.